Kashmir is a paradise on earth. The land is full of natural beauty, high mountains, lush green valleys, lakes, rivers, ancient forts, temples, and many more worth-seeing places. Kashmir is prone to natural and man-made disasters, ranging from the impact of climate changes, like melting glaciers to overflowing rivers, landslides to earthquakes. In October 2005, the state experienced a massive devastation from the earthquake. Many international non-government organizations rushed in to support the affected people, of whom Islamic Relief was one. This organization has continued to operate till date, with its program of emergency relief to development of the communities for lasting impact in their lives. They have been very closely working with government. IRP commenced its operation in Pakistan in 1992 and have focused interventions in the areas of sustainable livelihoods, health, water and sanitation, education, Islamic microfinance, orphan sponsorships, seasonal program, emergency response disaster risk reduction.
Today's event marks a great significance as we move forward with our commitment to uplift the state of Azad Kashmir. State Disaster Management with Islamic Relief and Azad Jammu and Kashmir government has designed a roadmap for disaster risk management for the next 10 years. Let's see what is going on here. So we have the Prime Minister of Azad Jammu and Kashmir, Raja Farooq Haider Khan. Sir, tell me about this project. Do you think this will be helpful for the AJK government?
Thank you. Today's seminar, this project, it will be very helpful for us for long to come, because AJK, we can divide AJK in three categories. One is that earthquakes, then the landslides, and then the floods. And these three components are incorporated in this program. And I hope that by implementing these, these instructions, we can be able to we can save a lot of lives, and also Azad can be a safer place.
Sir, Islamic Relief has been working immensely since 1992 and responding to the needs of the people of AJK. Do you think this will help the government in future for AJK?
Well, I am very thankful to, grateful to Islamic Relief. When this disaster struck in Muzaffarabad 2005, Islamic Relief was there. On the next day, it was there, and I had a lot of interaction with the people of Islamic Relief. And what Islamic Relief has done for this, for providing us guidelines and also helping us in rescue and relief also, but also providing some guidelines, Islamic Relief has done a great job for AJK.
Thank you so much, sir. So we have the Country Director Islamic Relief Pakistan, Adnan Chema. Sir, what is Islamic Relief and what does it do in Pakistan?
Islamic Relief is a UK-based humanitarian organization. In Pakistan, we've been working since 1992. We've been responding to most of the emergencies, the major emergencies that have come to Pakistan. And after the emergency, we also support the recovery phase, the development phase, working in different sectors like health, livelihood, water and sanitation, education. In AJK specifically, we've been very active. We've been supporting the vulnerable communities in AJK, in places like Neelam, in Bagh and Haveli. Again, whenever there's been an emergency, we've supported the communities. The 2005 earthquake, there was a lot of work that happened after that. But we also have long-term development programs in AJK. And today's event was basically trying to support the State Disaster Management Authority in AJK to develop a 10-year roadmap for disaster risk management. And the idea is to manage better once a disaster occurs, but more importantly also to prepare in advance so that the impact of any disaster can be minimized and losses can be minimized.
Can you tell our audience about today's event?
Today's event was basically the launching ceremony of the 10-year roadmap for disaster risk management of AJK. And we had participants from the AJK government, we had some of the ministers, the international donor community, and the Prime Minister of AJK was the chief guest. So today was basically the formal launching of the roadmap.
What do you expect after the roadmap? Will AJK be able to overcome these disasters risks?
Definitely, this is an important milestone, and the roadmap will basically serve as a guiding document for all the partners and stakeholders to engage with the government, and it will definitely have a positive impact in disaster management.
Thank you so much, sir. So we have Fazlur Rahman, Country Director, Helping Hand, the Relief and Development. Sir, what do you think this roadmap will help the government of AJK or not?
Yeah, sure, why not? And I think the Islamic Relief put a very, very good efforts and their commitment also with the government of Azad Jammu and Kashmir, and they built this the whole roadmap and also the documentations, and they did the consultative workshops with the government officials and also with the non-governmental organizations. And I think this is a comprehensive roadmap, and it will help to the government of Azad Jammu and Kashmir, and also the most affected people of Kashmir who are living in far-flung areas especially, and in Neelam Valley and line of control. And I hope this roadmap will give a real roadmap to NGO sector so that they can help them at the time of their need.
So what is your experience about today's event?
I think this event was very nice, well organized, and the state Prime Minister came here, and he gave its full support and also help that the Islamic Relief and also the management authorities, they both will try to minimize the reduction of the risk, and as well as how to help the people at the time of their disaster.
Thank you so much. So we have Dr. Mohammad Iqbal Khan, Area Program Manager of Islamic Relief, Pakistan. Sir, what do you expect from this roadmap?
This is a very important document for government of AJK as well as for the people of AJK. Because you know that Azad Kashmir is a disaster-prone area, and it is there is a potential of many hazards and disasters like earthquake, landslides, flash floods. So this was an area where the directions or the guidelines were needed, which can guide the government of Azad Kashmir as well as the people and the government setups of Azad Kashmir to deal with these disasters when they happen. Prior to this, there was no particular map, there was no particular road map or guidelines which can lead towards the policy making and other things to deal with the disasters. So the people were doing the activities, but they were not having any specific direction. So by this roadmap, they will be having the role of different departments, and there is a particular department which is called the State Disaster Management Authority. So that this document, with the support of the State Disaster Management Authority and Islamic Relief Pakistan, we developed this, and this is a very comprehensive document which gives like 3 phases of plan. One is short-term plan for 2 to 3 years, then the mid-term plan which is for 4 to 6 years, and the long-term plan, which is for 10 years. So this roadmap is giving a plan from 2017 to 2026. So this will guide us, this will give a direction to develop a policy and a DNM plan for AJK.
So we have Zahiruddin Qureshi, Secretary DG Relief Disaster Management and Civil Defence of Azad Jammu Kashmir. Sir, what do you think the government will be able to deliver the efficient and capable services after the roadmap?
So surely, because this roadmap guides us to having what the legal instruments we need and what the necessary infrastructure we need in AJK to have to give the excellent services to the people, disaster management services. So this roadmap ultimately will lead us to that goal, to build disaster resilient communities in AJK.
What are your views about today's event?
In fact, I was the host, so it is not natural to ask me. You people should, who were attending it as observers and guests, you should be giving this view. Because I was the host, I'll say that it was a good event, and I am thankful to Islamic Relief for their support, and you people who came over here, I am thankful to you people also.
Do you think that government and NGO together can work for the betterment in AJK?
Yes, both the government and the NGOs' ultimate goal is the betterment of the people. So if they join hands, the result will be better. This is the ultimate goal. If we are able to serve the people, this is the ultimate goal of both the NGOs and the government.
So we have Qudsiya Mehtab Mahmood, Manager Communication Advocacy, Spark NGO. So ma'am, do you think the government will be able to deliver the effective and efficient services after the roadmap?
I think this is one part of doing the public service for the people, making a roadmap, making a policy, or making a strategy that what should be done. This is one part or initiative. But for making it happen, obviously government need budget, government need resource allocation, government need human resource. So we have to look into it. If they have this capacity and if they have these things in hand, then obviously roadmap is going to help. But if it's just a paper work and there is no budget allocation, there is no human resource, the people who can work on it, then obviously there will be no result.
So how was your experience about today's event?
It was wonderful. I think the events like this should happen more and more, because we need to discuss. It's not that when something happens, disaster happens, then we come together and we discuss about the things and like that. We have to think beyond it, and we have to prepare ourselves before the disasters or anything happen. So we need to take these initiatives more often.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.